Hello YouTubers, today's video is I'll be making peach blackberry cobbler in an 8-inch cast iron Dutch oven. Hello YouTubers, well today it's the day before Thanksgiving in 2024 and I have promised my daughter that I'm going to bring down a dessert. And so the best dessert that I found, or most suitable one, which I wanted to be a little bit different than what everybody else would send, which would be like everybody brings pumpkin pie or apple pie, pecan pie, so on and so forth. What I decided to do is, right after I watched a video from the Backwoods Gourmet on YouTube, I found that this is a very easy recipe to do. And as he said, it only takes about 10-15 minutes just to put it together. It's very easy to do. It takes about an hour to cook, so they say. But what I'm going to do with it is that I'm going to take it down to my daughter's house on Thanksgiving morning, and then after everything is done cooking for the Thanksgiving dinner, I'm going to put it in the oven for approximately an hour. And I'm going to set the temperature between 350 and 400 degrees. And I'm going to put a probe in there and have it bake until it's approximately 200 degrees on the inside. I think you're going to like this recipe. It's something that really fascinated me. Again, I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. I want to make sure you understand this came from the web channel of the Backwoods Gourmet. This gentleman is fantastic. He does a lot of great recipes. He's very professional, much more professional than I am. And he does a lot of things in cast iron, and that's how I kind of found him. Is that I'm very much into cooking with cast iron, and he can answer just about any question that you may have and show you how to cook with cast iron. So I hope you enjoy this video, and we'll get busy and start getting this ready. Well, we're going to start out, and I've got about a half a stick of butter, and my Dutch oven is well seasoned, but what I'll do is, just to kind of help it or prevent it from sticking, I'm going to spread some butter around the inside of it, and that'll kind of help prevent the pie crust from sticking and burning, as well as the filling. And then we'll be using some more of this too towards the end. This only takes a few minutes to kind of set up. So the first thing I've done is I've gotten some pie crust, refrigerated pie crust, and I just got it. It's a generic store brand, and you just kind of drop it in there. Doesn't have to be fancy or nothing. If you tear it, there's no worries either. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I've got, because I had a smaller can, I've got 2 cans of yellow clean peach slices. And these are in the heavy syrup. And I'm just going to pour it straight in. I don't know if I'll use the whole can or not. We'll give it a shot. Oh. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a half a can of the peach pie filling. I'm going to get my little spoon out here. This is just a whatever store bought or a store brand or whatever, generic, name brand, I don't know, whatever you want to use. And I'm just going to kind of spread this out evenly. And again, I only use half the can. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put another pie crust down. Here's a good tip. Let it sit out for a while, because it's usually refrigerated, but if it's warmer, it will be easier to kind of move around. Otherwise, it'll tear.
Use your imagination when you're adding the filling as much as you want.
Now, I put that on there. The next thing I'm going to do, I've got some brown sugar. I'll spread that in there. You can put whatever amount you in there to your liking. And after everything's all done, and I've tried it, I'll let you know if I think I put too much in or not. This is the first time I've done this, and like I said, this was originally shown on YouTube by the Backwoods Gourmet. Now I've got a small thing of blackberries, and I'm just going to dump them in there. You can use any kind of fruit or any kind of filling that you like, whatever kind of floats your boat. But this is what the Backwoods Gourmet did, so this is what I'm going to do. And I'm not worried about how it looks in there, because as you're going to see, I'm going to put another pie crust right over the top of it. See, and this is tearing a little bit, but that's okay. We're not worried about it. Kind of fill this in a little bit. There we go. Now the next thing I'll do is I've got another can of my pie filling. Well, I'm sorry. Of my sliced peaches. And I'm going to pour that right over the top. Juice and all. Spread those out. And then I'm going to put the rest of my pie filling in there. And finally, I've got my last piece of pie crust. This, I'm going to carefully put this in because we want this to be relatively intact. So we're just going to drop that in. Now, one thing you want to remember to do is you don't want the pie crust on this top layer to be pressed up against the pot or the Dutch oven, because what's going to happen if that's the case, you'll find that the edges are going to burn, and you don't want that. So I'm just kind of making it neat, folding it over a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a couple little cuts in it. Just like you would like on a pie. Don't worry about if it goes too far over. Then I've got a little bit more brown sugar. Again, I'm not going to worry too much about how much. There. And finally, what I'll do is I'm going to put some pieces of butter on there as well. Let's put a few tabs. No real recipe as far as measuring. I usually don't measure that much anyway. But I'm just putting some butter in here. I think that should probably be about enough. Let's go a little bit more here. There. Now we're all set. Now, as I said, I'm doing this for tomorrow because today is Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving of 2024. So what I'll do is I'm just going to cover it up and put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow, before I leave for my daughter's, I'm going to take it out, put it in the vehicle or my truck, drive down there, and then when we get ready to start serving our dinner, that's when I'm going to put this in there. And I'll put it in along with a probe to monitor the temperature. I'm going to put it in about 350, between 350 and 400. And I'll put the probe in there and I'll have it in the oven until it reaches an internal temperature of about 200 degrees. And at that time, it should be ready to serve. Okay, I'm over at my daughter's house right now. I've got the Dutch oven that I've been letting sit inside. And it sat overnight last night in my refrigerator. Right now I've got a temperature probe into it. And I've got it set. Right now internal temperature is at 89. I don't know if you can see that or not. There we go. Upside down. There we go. Anyway, it's set at 89. So what I'm going to be doing is putting it in the oven and take it up to 200 degrees. Right now it's set at 350.
You guys are talented. You guys could do that. You have to take speech class and stuff.
Thanksgiving meals. I've eaten better in the last week.
Where's your favorite can?
I didn't eat all yet. Well, I ate some.
So you guys got the hollow bowls. My bowls have been filled up.
Okay, right now it's on and cooking. I'll be back when it hits 200. Okay, internal temperature has hit about 200 degrees, so it's time to take it out and see how it looks. Okay, it's been in there about an hour at 350 degrees. Time to pull it out.
Yeah, I was crazy.
And she is done.
Oh, those are eggs. I know.
Double check on the temperatures.
They're just like tinier than mine. They do? Yes. Do you have like less laces than I do? I just like tied them. I'll show you. I wanted like right there.
Okay, time to dish it up.
Okay.
Him and his brother, two boys, are some cousins that are close to me.
It's going to be hot.
And that one on the right is Eli.
Eli? Oh boy, that's a good name. Piece of, listen to it.
Hey, looks delicious.
3 Dog Night.
Oh, we have
There you go.
Looks very, very good.
So, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you have any comments or thoughts, whether they're positive or negative, please feel free to note them in the comments. And once again, thanks for watching.